From Genesis to Exodus, it was obvious that Joseph's journey was ordained by God. I know if someone was in that situation and encountered those things that Joseph encountered, it would have been, God, are you still with me? Do you still like me? Why am I going through this? It would have been a whole lot of questions. But I love how that Joseph trusts God. Not in one part of the Bible did I see where Joseph complained or said, God, have you forsaken me? Or say, oh God, that dream you told me, is it a lie? Because I know that someone would have said, God, are you really for me? Are you sure you really told me this thing? There would have been a lot of questions. But it is said that God sent Joseph ahead of his brethren to pave the way. It's in the Bible. God sent him ahead. I say when Joseph said, come to me, it is me, thy brother. You understand? Because his brethren were afraid. The situation didn't look pleasant, but it was God ordained. No matter how bad, I don't know what situation that you are in right now, and it doesn't look pleasant. It doesn't look like it's good. There's an way out of it. It looks like God has actually forgotten you. I know you have had dreams, prophecies, a lot of things that were said to concerning you, and it looks like, when will this ever happen? It seems like you're going from one branch to the other. Because if you look at the situation of Joseph, it looked like he was panning into one problem to another, from being sold to thinking, oh, I'm now a servant, one of the top servants, into the master's wife, bringing him up into going into the prison. And when he even got there, the people he thought would come and help him, they don't help him, until there was a situation that requires his skills or his solution or the gift that he had, rather, before he was remembered. I'm sure during the span of those years, he would have said, God, someone would have given up on their dreams, but he kept the faith. He kept on holding on to his dreams, his goal. He kept on using the gift that God gave him. He didn't give up. Okay, now here's where I'm going. Joseph's journey was an access for the children of Israel to get into Egypt. Nobody would have thought that all these things, all these things that Joseph was going through was for one purpose, for the purpose of the famine. Because it was after that Joseph was made the prime minister, the famine came. I don't know how they would have survived if Joseph was not a prime minister in Egypt as at that time. So Joseph was an asset, to his brethren in Egypt. And there's one beautiful thing I love about Joseph. Joseph didn't say, oh, my brothers did it to me, I'll never let them come near me. He understood that it was on an assignment. And when you are really in tune with God, you understand that every path of your journey, is not to hold resentment. Every part of your journey was ordained or is ordained by God. So don't hold bitterness, don't hold grudges. Just look at yourself and say, God, what is the purpose of this? What plan do you have for me in this? It's not a time to hold grudges, to hold bitterness, to hold negativity. It's a time to say, God, use me for your glory. And I'm glad how Joseph allowed God to use him, because I'm sure that if he held those resentment and bitterness, he wouldn't have understood the purpose for which he was sent ahead of his brethren into Egypt. And I know that you might be in that situation as Joseph had, maybe not in the same situation as Joseph, but it's something similar. And it looks like God has forgotten you. It looks like everybody around you are betrayed. There's nothing better than your brothers selling you off. Your family members. I know some people. I know there are stories where families, are betraying, their fellow family members, and you feel betrayed by your friends, betrayed by family. Joseph went through that, but that didn't stop him from being who God wanted to be, from fulfilling the assignment that God has placed in his hand. He placed his purpose above his pain. He placed the assignment that God has placed above whatever he encountered. He let it go, and he focused on what God brought him into Egypt for, which is being an access, to Israel, to save them from famine. I know your situation might look so bad, and it looks like everybody will protect you, and you are pointed that, if I get to that place where I can make it, nobody will come near me. But remember that God is taking to a purpose, and that purpose is for a purpose, and that purpose will be fulfilled to the glory of God. You are an access to somebody, to a group of people, to your family, to people behind you. Don't let that pain ruin the purpose for which God has placed you ahead. God bless you. See you next time.